If you came here looking for one thing, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get it. I'm just an a la carte, and let's just say that you have options. Today, I wanna talk about restarting. Let me pose a question for you, okay? If you were able to click one button that could restart and reset your entire life, what would you aspire to do, and what would you aspire to be? Well, let me just start with a little story of what I've always aspired to be since I was a child. I remember when I was young, my mom had got me 2 sets of dominoes. My mom would always buy me Hot Wheels. My dad would always buy me Hot Wheels. And by the end of them buying me Hot Wheels, I promise you, I had like 40 different cars, from old school to new school vehicles. Okay, I have all of my dream cars, that's for sure. They were in Hot Wheel form. But what I did with the dominoes was I would play a little game. The little game was, let's envision your future, okay? So what I would do is I would take all of my dominoes and I would set my dominoes up into small businesses or garage shops, because I had a fascination with the video game Need for Speed. If you're a car head, you're probably familiar with that game. Top tier game, one of my all-time favorites for sure. But what I would do is I would just set up different car shops, different businesses, and I would drive my cars, one of them, to each of those businesses. And so I told myself, when I grow older, what is it that I want to do? I've always inspired of being a creative entrepreneur. I've always inspired having freedom of time. I've always inspired being able to make my own schedule and move accordingly how I want to move, right? And so what this did was, this trained me to think outside the box at an early age. Because working in corporate, it's okay for a little bit, it is, but eventually, when you have dreams that are so big that you think about every single night, man, it's gonna get to a point to where corporate is just not gonna be your thing. It's not gonna be your thing. I'm sure a lot of people can attest to this right now, even as you're watching this video. So, point number 2. The second thing that I learned, goodness, sweat bees or whatever the heck you are. The second thing that I learned is that visualization is key. In order for you to become what it is that you want to be, you have to visualize it. And sometimes you have to be delusional. You have to visualize it as much as possible. Visualization. This could be putting up a vision board on your phone digitally. This could be printing out a vision board and putting it on your wall. But what is it that you've always visualized yourself to be? I hear that if you want to be something, you have to visualize it. If you want to be a certain person, you have to be around certain people. And I'm sure that you could probably attest to the saying, show me who your 5 closest friends are and I can tell you your future. Well, one thing that I realized is sometimes those friends don't have to be physical friends. Those friends can be books that you're reading in this chapter of your life during this restart in this new phase of your life, right? So if we were to refer to video game, life is all about leveling up. If you gamify your life, if you think about your life as a game, you're the main character, right? You're starting off at 0. You're starting off at level 1. You have to do certain tasks. You have to do certain conquests in order to get XP, which is equivalent to experience points, right? So in our case, our experience points are equated to life points. You may have to go through some situations, you may have to go through some trials, but those trials and those situations that you're going to go through are going to be the very things that is going to level you up, that's going to get you your experience points. You know, sometimes you may have to travel to a different city, you might have to travel to a different country, you know what I mean? You might have to travel to a different state. Whatever it is, open your eyes and get outside of your comfort zone, because oftentimes we can get stuck. We can get stagnant, right? I can attest to this. So you want to get out of your comfort zone, and you want to be able to move into a place of living and having a new horizon, right? So you must visualize, gamify your life, because we can get, I'm not gonna lie, life can get very mundane. We can get bogged down. We can get tasked by the same routine every day. Wake up, go to work, come home, chill for a little bit, do the same thing on repeat. That gets very boring. It really does. But you have a gift inside of you that is waiting to be shared with the world. You must make an environmental change. Changing your environment is everything. If you've been in an environment so long and it's not conducive to who it is that you want to be and what you want to become, you might have to change it. So we can compare this to soil, right? We can compare this to we can compare this to the parables in the Bible or the stories in the Bible when the man gave 3 individuals a certain amount of money. They had to multiply it. One made triple his, one doubled his, and one just saved it. The master said, why didn't you go out and invest it or multiply it? He said, I wanted to save it. No. In this lifetime, you can't save what is inside of you. What God has given to you, you have to be able to multiply it. Go invest in yourself, right? Planting the seeds, which are your gifts, your talents, and your skills, into good soil being equivalent to an environment that's going to be conducive to you, is going to sprout, blossom in so many ways. If we look at the bamboo theory, right? With the bamboo theory, a bamboo can be planted in soil today. You may not see progress for 5 years, right? You may not see that progress, but after year 5, what's going to happen? That bamboo tree is going to boom! It's going to sprout, and it'll sprout higher than it's ever sprouted before in its life in the first month. Then it gets higher in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I want you to look at your life like this, man. Sometimes you have to make an environmental change. This could be your friends, this could be your work environment, whatever it is. You gotta go where the environment is conducive to your gifts, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about restarting. There's nothing wrong with restarting in your life. I'm only 27. My parents always say, son, you're not married, you have no kids, you have nothing tying you down. You might as well go explore as much as you can, go live while you can. While you're young, because when you get older and you got responsibilities, you may not be able to move exactly how you want to move. If you're a parent watching this, hey, look, you can still reset. But first you gotta reset your mind, right? So I just wanted to get on here today and just encourage anyone who's watching this video to follow and pursue what it is that you want to do. Restart. Resetting and restarting first starts in the mind. Once you reset and you restart there, everything can align and get better. It really can. But hey, thank y'all for kicking it with me. I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me, all right? If you liked the video, hey, thank you for being a part of this journey. But yeah, man, just like, comment, subscribe if you want to. I'm not gonna press you to do that, you feel me? It's all love here. I'm just a vessel of God, willing to share love and willing to share joy with the world and those around me. But it's been real. Thank you for kicking it with your boy. We out.